So, a very good evening guys, welcome to NEET World Institute and NEET World YouTube channel. Yes, in this class we are going to concentrate on this very short answer questions, that is from class 12th IPE. Okay, so the lesson name is a semiconductor we are going to see. Okay, so when we talk about what are intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors, so the basic difference between these two things are nothing but like a pure form or semi form. That's the major difference we are going to talk here. Intrinsic is nothing but a pure form of semiconductor, whereas extrinsic is nothing but like impurities are there. Semiconductor with the presence of impurities is called as extrinsic semiconductors. Okay, and this is the first question. Second question, if you talk about what is a p-type semiconductor, what is p-type semiconductor? So when we talk about a p-type semiconductor, when trivalent impurities, trivalent impurities is added to a pure semi charges. So in p-type semiconductor, no, the majority charges are holes, and the minority is obviously it is electron. Either when we talk about a semiconductor, a hole will be there or electron will be there, either the two. Okay, so if this is major, that one will be minor. If this is minor, this is major. Okay, that's the first two questions. So let's recap the first two questions once again. What are intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor? So when we talk about, I guess the voice is clear and the camera is fine now. Okay, so pure form of semiconductor is nothing but intrinsic semiconductor, and when we talk about impurities is nothing but extrinsic semiconductor. Okay, you can take a note of this first question. And the second question, that is nothing but what is p-type semiconductor. When we are adding a impurities like trivalent impurities is added to a pure semiconductor. Which is pure semiconductor? Intrinsic semiconductor. I am adding some impurities to this. Then that semiconductor is called as it named as p-type semiconductor. And what are the majority and minority charges they are asking? Majority, minority, right? When we talk about the semiconductors, so electrons will be there, holes will be there. Okay, when electrons are minority and holes are majority, that is p-type. And what is the opposite of that? That is n-type. We are going to focus on the third question. So n-type is nothing but when pentavalent, trivalent is 3, pentavalent is 5 impurities added to a pure semiconductor, then this is called as n-type. So 3 impurities if we add, it is p-type. If we add 5, it is n-type semiconductor. And in n-type semiconductor, majority charges carries are electrons, and whereas the minorities are the holes. So this is about the first 3 questions. You can take a note of these 3 questions and we can go for the next set of questions. I guess the practicals are completed now for you guys. The practicals has been completed. Now you need to focus on the examination point of view. Okay, you need to focus on the examination point of view. And yes, exam is going to be start in the third week, right now, third week or in the fourth week of the Feb, and it continues. Like the alternative days are 11th as well as the 12th examination. So don't get panic first of all, okay. So try to answer every question, try to answer each and every question. There is no negative marks, it's not an objective examination we are writing, right? There is no negative marks in this. So try to answer each and every questions, okay. Yes, like the people are joining, right? Okay, you can look at in the 3 questions and we can go for the next questions, okay. Yes, so in physics point of view, like you will be getting 3 questions in 8 marks, you need to write 2 questions, and similarly you will get 6, you need to write 6 4-mark questions, right? And then the remaining part will be the, yes, it is 2-mark questions, like 24 plus 16 40 and remaining 20, that is 10 2-mark question you need to write, right? Okay, so I hope it's clear, clear now. We can go for the next set of questions. So that is the 4th question now. What is PN junction diode? Define depletion layer. Okay. So a semiconductor like a silicon or germanium is doped such that one side becomes P type, other side becomes N type. So we get PN junction diode. So like we are doping, one side it become P, other side become N, and this it's called as PN junction diode, and the layer which is separated, then no, that is the depletion layer we are talking, na? Wait, let's see. The narrow region on either side of a junction which becomes free from mobile charge carries is known as depletion layer. So the plane separating 2 region is called as PN junction. This junction is called as PN junction. It is not called as the depletion layer. What is depletion layer then? So a narrow region on either side of a PN junction, becomes free from mobile charges is known as depletion layer. Got it? So the next question, if you talk about how is battery connected to a junction diode, in forward bias is the first question and reverse bias is the second question. So when we talk about a forward bias, like the positive terminal of a battery is connected to P region, okay. This positive terminal of a battery connected to the P region and the negative terminal is connected to the N region, okay. And in reverse bias, the positive terminal is connected to the N region. This is for the forward. When we talk about a reversed, this is N, that is N, and this is positive and negative, and this is P. So this is for the reversed bias. Now the basic difference, when the P is connected to the positive terminal of a battery, it is called as the, yes, it's called as forward bias, right? So if P is negatively connected, like P is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, is called as a reversed bias. If you know the simple term, you can answer this 5th question easily. What is forward bias and what is reversed bias? Okay. And once again I will tell what is this PN junction diode. Like when we talk about the semiconductors like silicon or germanium, which is doped, okay, doped such that one side it becomes P type and other side it becomes N type, and that we called as a PN junction diode, and that the junction is there, no, that this is called as PN junction, okay, PN junction. And what about the depletion layer? So narrow region on either side of a junction which becomes free from mobile charge carries is known as depletion layer, okay. You can take a note of the 4th and the 5th question and we can go for the next set of questions, okay. Okay, done. The next question. So, in which bias can Xeno diode be used as a voltage regulator? Voltage regulator. So, in a reverse bias only we can use this Xeno diode as a voltage regulator in reversed bias. So, in reversed bias we can use this as a voltage regulator. So, Xeno diode can be used as a voltage regulator in reversed bias. Okay. And what about the next question? Draw the circuit symbol of a PNP and a NPN transistor. So, when we talk about PNP transistor, no, like the thing will be emitter and then base and then collector. Okay. So, it travels from emitter to base and then base to the collector. Okay, right? Got it? So, the base is collecting the emitter from emitter and the base is giving out in the emitter. Here it is collecting from emitter, here it is giving out in the emitter. So, PNP, NPN, both opposite, quite opposite, just the arrow marks. And when we talk about which gates are called as universal gate, so only the NOR gate and the NAND gate are called as universal gates. Okay, universal gates. Yes, you can take a note of this 6th, 7th and 8th question. Okay guys, so I guess so you have taken down, and with this we'll end up the today's session of the very short answer question in the semiconductor, that is class 11th, class 12th IPE. Okay, and I hope you guys like we have came across the many chapters like very short answer questions, long answer questions and short answer questions. Very short answer and a very long answer questions, right? The 3 types, 8 marks, 4 marks and 2 marks. So, with this I am concluding this chapters like 12 chapters. We have completed everything, and in the next class what we are going to see is we are going to concentrate on the full paper like a mock papers. Okay, we will try to cover 4 to 5 mock papers. Okay, 4 to 5 mock paper at least. Okay, so we will try a minimum of 2 mock paper at least. Okay, minimum of 2 or maximum of 5. Okay, so in between this we will try to cover the thing, and don't try to subscribe the channel and click the bell icon so that you can able to get the notification whenever we are going to give the mock test. Okay, right. So with this I'll end up the session of today's class. So thank you guys, we'll meet in the next class.